Hello and welcome to English for All. I'm Janet and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Brian. Hey everyone, really glad to have you listening in.
So, just a quick note for anyone who is new to the show. English for All is a podcast made specifically for people who are learning English. We don't teach grammar rules or do exercises. We just have a friendly, relaxed conversation about everyday topics. And you practice your listening just by tuning in.
Exactly. Think of it like sitting at a table with two friends and just listening to them chat. And today's topic, I have to say, is probably my personal favorite topic of all time.
We're talking about food, specifically food here in Los Angeles where Brian and I both live. And honestly, we could do 10 episodes on this subject. LA is just an extraordinary place to eat.
It really is. I moved here about 6 years ago, and one of the very first things I noticed was just how many different types of food you can find. It's kind of overwhelming in the best way.
Overwhelming, that's a good word for it. It means there's almost too much to take in. Too many options, too many choices, but again, in a good way.
Exactly. So, Janet, can you just paint a picture for our listeners? Like, describe what makes the food scene in LA so unique.
Sure. So I think the number one thing is that Los Angeles is home to people from all over the world. We have huge communities, large groups of people from Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Korea, Japan, China, Iran, Ethiopia, Armenia, the Philippines. I could keep going. And each of those communities has brought their food traditions with them.
Right.
So you end up with these whole neighborhoods dedicated to a particular cuisine. Like there's Koreatown, which has incredible Korean restaurants. There's Little Ethiopia on Fairfax Avenue. There's Thai Town. There's a huge Armenian community in Glendale with amazing Middle Eastern food. You basically have the whole world within driving distance.
That is so true. And what's great is that these aren't watered-down versions of the food. A lot of these restaurants are owned and run by people who grew up making this food, so it's genuine.
Yeah, that means it's the real deal. Not a copy, not a simplified version for people who aren't used to it. The real thing.
Exactly. I had my first real bowl of pho here in LA. Pho is a Vietnamese noodle soup with a rich, slow-cooked broth. And I remember thinking, oh, this is what soup is supposed to taste like. The depth of flavor was just incredible.
Okay, let's talk about food trucks, because I know you have strong opinions about this.
Strong opinions. Yes, I do. So food trucks are such a big part of LA culture. Just to describe them for listeners, a food truck is a large vehicle, a van or truck, that has a full kitchen inside. They drive to different locations around the city, park up, and sell food through a window.
Right, and you eat outside, usually standing up or sitting on a curb or a bench nearby. It's very casual.
Very casual, yeah. But don't let that fool you. The quality of food from some of these trucks is just as good, sometimes better than a sit-down restaurant. And in LA, there are trucks specializing in everything. Birria tacos, smash burgers, Japanese Mexican fusion, wood-fired pizza.
Wood-fired pizza from a truck.
I know, they have a tiny little wood-burning oven in the back of the truck. It's amazing. And people follow their favorite trucks on social media because the location changes every day.
Yes, I followed 2 or 3 trucks on Instagram myself. You check in the morning to see where they'll be that day, and then you plan your lunch around it.
That's so LA. I love it. And food trucks are generally pretty affordable too, right? You get a really great meal without spending a lot of money.
Totally. Affordable means the price is reasonable. It doesn't cost too much. And I love that about food in LA generally. There's incredible food at every price point, from a $5 taco to a $200 tasting menu and everything in between.
Tasting menu. That's worth explaining. A tasting menu is when a fancy restaurant serves you many small dishes, one after another, so you can try lots of different things. It's like a journey through the chef's cooking.
That's a great explanation. LA has some world-class restaurants with those kinds of menus. But honestly, some of my most memorable meals here have been very cheap and very simple.
Same. What's the most memorable cheap meal you've had in LA?
Oh, easy. There's this little Oaxacan that's from the Oaxaca region of Mexico. There's a little Oaxacan spot near me that sells tlayudas. A tlayuda is like a very large, thin, crispy tortilla topped with beans, cheese, and meat. It's huge. It costs maybe $8, and it is absolutely delicious. I dream about it.
$8? That's incredible. I love how LA has food from different regions within the same country. Like, it's not just Mexican food, it's food from specific states and cities in Mexico, each with their own traditions.
Yes, that's such an important point. Regional food, food from a specific region or area, is often very different from what people imagine when they think of a country's cuisine. Like Mexican food from Oaxaca is very different from Mexican food from, say, Baja California or Yucatan.
Exactly, and LA lets you explore all of that. Okay, let's switch gears a little. Let's talk about the farmer's market. Do you go regularly?
I go every Saturday morning without fail. It's basically my favorite part of the week. So, a farmer's market, for anyone who's not familiar, it's an outdoor market where local farmers and food producers come and sell their products directly to shoppers. So, instead of getting your fruit and vegetables from a big supermarket, you buy them straight from the person who grew them.
Right. And you can actually talk to them, ask them how they grew it, what's in season right now, how to cook something you've never seen before. It's so much more personal than a supermarket.
Totally. And because California has such a long growing season, almost year-round thanks to the warm weather, the produce is just spectacular. Produce is the word we use for fresh fruits and vegetables, and here it's so fresh and flavorful.
The citrus here is unbelievable. I've started buying these blood oranges at my local farmer's market. They're red on the inside, kind of like a ruby color, and they're so sweet and tangy. I just eat them like a snack every day in winter.
Oh, blood oranges are gorgeous. And tangy. That means it has a sharp, slightly sour taste that makes your mouth water. A really good tangy is like a little wake-up call for your taste buds.
That's the perfect description. Okay, comfort food. I want to talk about this. What's your go-to comfort food, Janet? Like the thing you eat when you just need to feel better.
Ooh, comfort food. That phrase means food that makes you feel warm, safe, and happy, like it's giving you a hug from the inside. For me, it's a big plate of arroz con leche from this little Peruvian place near my apartment. It's a rice pudding dessert, very creamy, sweet, with cinnamon on top. I've been eating it since I was a kid, and it just instantly makes everything feel okay.
That's so sweet, literally and figuratively. Mine is Korean army stew. It's called budae-jjigae. It was actually invented after the Korean War using leftover American military food, like Spam and hot dogs, mixed with Korean ingredients like kimchi and gochujang paste. It sounds weird, but it's so warming and satisfying.
Oh, I've had that. It's a really fascinating dish. Satisfying means it makes you feel full and content, like all your needs have been met. And it does have such an interesting history.
Food history is so interesting, right? Like every dish tells a story about the people who created it, the ingredients they had available, the hardships they went through, the creativity they showed.
Yes, and when you eat in LA, you're eating all of those stories at once. You're sitting in a city where every culture has contributed something to the table. And I think that's what makes the food here so special, that common thread of variety and adventure. You're not playing it safe. You're going out and exploring.
Playing it safe means sticking to things you already know, not taking any risks. And I think with food, playing it safe means you miss out on so much.
Totally, and I think our listeners are already the adventurous type. They're learning a whole new language, which takes real courage. So trying a new food should feel easy by comparison.
That's a great point. If you can learn English, you can definitely try a new dish. All right, I think we should wrap things up. Wrap up means to finish or bring something to a close. But what a great conversation, Janet.
It really was. I'm actually a little hungry now. Thanks for that, Brian.
Same. All right, before we go, let's go through a few of the words and expressions we used today. Just a quick recap. Recap means a short summary of the main points.
Great idea. Okay, first one, genuine. If something is genuine, it's real and true, not a copy or an imitation. We used it to describe food that is truly authentic to its culture.
And finally, playing it safe. This means choosing the comfortable, familiar option and avoiding any risk. In food and in life, sometimes it's worth stepping outside that comfort zone.
Perfect. Such good words. All right, everyone. That is all for today's episode of English for All. Thank you so much for spending time with us. We really, truly appreciate it.
If you want to keep improving your English, the best thing you can do is just keep listening. Listen to us. Listen to other podcasts. Watch TV shows. Talk to people. Every little bit helps.
And if you have a topic you'd love for us to discuss in a future episode, we'd love to hear your suggestions. Until next time, I'm Brian.
And I'm Janet. Take care, eat something delicious, and we'll see you next time. Bye.